In this video, we're going to explain everything you need to know to travel to Sardinia. The most complete video you'll watch today about this incredible Italian island, covering the Costa Smeralda, La Maddalena Archipelago, Alghero, La Pelosa Beach, and the best tips. So let's get started. Sardinia is a dream destination. It's the largest island in the Mediterranean and, in our opinion, has the most beautiful beaches in all of Europe. The watercolor here is such an intense turquoise blue that it looks like the Caribbean. But Sardinia is much more than just beaches. It's an island with its own culture, a mysterious ancient history, and a spectacular, rustic cuisine. Let's start with the main attractions, the regions and beaches you can't miss. The most famous and glamorous region is the Costa Smeralda, or Emerald Coast, in the northeast. This is the playground of millionaires. The heart of the Costa Smeralda is Porto Cervo. It's an artificial, super luxurious village built around a marina filled with giant yachts. The activity here is to walk around the piazzetta and window shop at the most expensive designer stores in the world. It's a place to see and be seen. The beaches of the Costa Smeralda are beautiful, like Spiaggia del Principe and Capriccioli. Near the Costa Smeralda is the #1 attraction, the most unmissable tour in Sardinia, the La Maddalena Archipelago. It's a national park made up of 7 main islands and dozens of islets, with surreal colored water. The only way to see it is by boat. You need to go to the port town of Palau and take a full-day boat tour from there. The large boats, which carry more people, cost about 50 to 60 euros per person. They stop at islands like Spargi and Budelli, where the famous Spiaggia Rosa, or Pink Beach, is located, which you can only see from a distance. You can also rent a smaller boat, a gommone, for more freedom. Changing sides of the island, let's go to the northwest coast, to the city of Alghero. It's a beautiful city with a different history. It was colonized by Catalans, and to this day, the street signs are in both Italian and Catalan. The main attraction is walking along the historic walls of the old town, watching the sunset over the sea. Near Alghero is an impressive natural attraction, the Grotta di Nettuno, or Neptune's Grotto. It's a giant cave with stalactites. You have 2 options to get there. The easiest is to take a boat from the port of Alghero. The trip takes 40 minutes and costs about 20 euros round trip, plus the cave entrance fee. The more dramatic option is to drive to Capo Caccia and descend the Escala del Cabarol. That's over 600 steps carved into the cliff. The walk down is beautiful, but the climb back up is very tiring. The cave ticket costs 14 euros. Still in the northwest, near Alghero, is the beach that many consider the most beautiful in Italy, La Pelosa, in Stintino. It's that beach with an old tower in the middle of the water, and the sea is a transparent swimming pool. But be warned, La Pelosa has become so famous that it now has controlled entry. In the summer, you need to book your ticket online weeks in advance and pay a fee of about 3.50 euros per person. Also, you must bring a mat to place under your towel to avoid taking sand. On the east coast, there's another region of wild, spectacular beaches, the Gulf of Orosei. This is where the famous beaches from photos are, like Cala Goloritz, Cala Mariolu, and Cala Luna. The catch? Most of them are only accessible by boat. You need to drive to the port of Cala Gonone and rent a boat or take a full-day tour from there. Finally, in the south of the island is the capital, Cagliari. It's a large historic city with an old town on a hilltop called Castello and a great urban beach, Spiaggia del Poeto. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. Buying on the spot is always more expensive, and the most famous tourist spots like the boat tour to La Maddalena and the entry for La Pelosa Beach often sell out days before. We'll leave the link on the QR code on the screen and in the description to the site, where we always buy tickets and tours for the best price. It's the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Tickets for boat trips in La Maddalena and the Gulf of Orosei, tickets for Neptune's Grotto, and wine tasting tours, all at the best price, and you can buy in any currency, saving on fees. And they have free tours that are great, like walking tours of Alghero or Cagliari. And remember that in the link below, we always organize everything you need to plan your entire trip for the best price. The sites we use to plan our trips and that have everything much cheaper: international travel eSIM, travel insurance at half price, tickets for all the attractions we mentioned, the good and cheap hotels we've stayed at, the car rental comparator, which is absolutely essential for Sardinia, and the global account to carry euros paying much lower fees. And the links already contain automatic discounts, as we are always updating them. So save this page to your favorites and use it when planning. It will make your trip much easier and save you a lot of money. When is the best time to visit Sardinia? Sardinia is a beach destination. Therefore, you need to go when it's warm. The best time by far is the shoulder season. We recommend June and September. In these months, the weather is perfect. Warm enough to swim, the seawater is delightful, especially in September, but you avoid the crazy crowds. We strongly recommend avoiding the months of July and August, especially August. It's the high season, when Italians themselves take their vacation. The island gets unbearably crowded, the beaches are packed, hotel and car rental prices triple, and you can't find parking anywhere. Winter, from November to March, is very bad for this destination. It's cold, rainy, and all the beach towns become deserted, with almost all restaurants and hotels closed. And how many days to stay in Sardinia? Sardinia is a huge island. The distances are very long. Don't think it's a small place. To do a full itinerary, looping the island, the bare minimum we recommend is 10 full days. But to do it calmly, the ideal is 14 or 15 days. This gives you time to split your trip into 3 bases, like Palermo, Taormina, and Syracuse, and explore each coast of the island without rushing. Staying in a good area will make your trip much easier. The strategy in Sardinia is to have multiple base cities. It's impossible to stay in one hotel and see the whole island. The first base is in the northeast, to explore the Costa Smeralda and La Maddalena. The most luxurious and expensive option is to stay in Porto Cervo or Baja Sardinia. The more practical and budget-friendly option is to stay in Palau, the small port town where the boats for La Maddalena leave from, or in Santa Teresa Gallura. The second base is in the northwest, and the best city is Alghero. It's a beautiful city, full of life, restaurants, and a great base for exploring Neptune's Grotto and La Pelosa Beach. The third base is on the east, to explore the Gulf of Orosei. The only practical base here is Cala Gonone. It's a village focused on beach tourism, where all the boats for the Calas depart. The fourth base, if you have time, is in the south, in the capital Cagliari. It's a large, historic city with an international airport. We created this custom map, which explains exactly which is the best region in each of these areas. If you stay in this marked area, you can't go wrong. We'll leave the link to this map here, on the QR code on the screen and in the video description. We created it on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices. There, you can put in your travel dates and see all the hotel options, B&Bs, and agriturismi within that location, at the lowest prices. We'll also leave links to the hotels where we've stayed. In every destination, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located, and another that's a bit nicer, in the same location, but a little more expensive. They are great options. An important tip to save on lodging is the advanced booking strategy. The good hotels in Sardinia sell out many months in advance. This is why we love using this website. Besides having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation. You can book as early as possible to guarantee a much lower price. And if you need to cancel later, it's super easy and costs nothing. Now let's talk about transportation. How to get around Sardinia. Let's be direct. For this itinerary, renting a car is mandatory. There is no way to explore Sardinia properly with public transport. The trains are slow and only connect the big cities. The buses are infrequent and don't take you to the wild beaches and best places. The best logistic is, Sardinia has 2 main airports, Olbia in the northeast and Cagliari in the south. The golden tip is to do a one-way itinerary. Arrive at one airport, for example, Olbia, which is near the Costa Smeralda, and depart from the other, Cagliari. You will rent the car at the arrival airport, keep it for your entire trip, and return it at the departure airport. This saves you from having to drive all the way back across the island. The main roads are good, but the roads to the beaches are often dirt tracks. But be warned, driving inside the historic centers of Alghero and Cagliari is forbidden. They are ZTLs, or limited traffic zones. Leave the car in a paid parking lot outside the walls and explore on foot. For those renting, the most important tip is to book in advance online using a price comparator. It's always much cheaper. We'll leave the link to the comparator we use in the description. Mandatory documentation for travelers. To enter Italy, which is part of the European Schengen area, you need 2 things. First, your valid passport, and second, travel insurance. Unlike the United States, travel insurance in Europe is mandatory under the Schengen Treaty, with a minimum coverage of 30,000 euros. They can ask for proof of your insurance at immigration. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description, there's the comparator we use that always finds the insurance at half the price. And be aware, soon, an electronic travel authorization called ETIAS will also be mandatory. So check on that before you travel. Let's talk shopping. Sardinia is not a luxury outlet destination. The shopping here is for authentic crafts. In Alghero, the specialty is red coral. The town is full of jewelers selling coral pieces. In Cagliari, you'll find painted ceramics. And in the interior, the town of Patata is famous for its artisanal knives. The best gastronomic purchase to take home is pecorino sardo cheese and botarga, which is cured mullet roe. And the tax-free tip applies to the whole country. Ask for the tax-free form on purchases over 70 euros in the same store. Validate it at the kiosks at your last airport before leaving Europe. And for those who are new here to the channel, welcome. Our mission is to help you travel more and better around the world. If you're enjoying it, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It helps us a lot. Speaking of gastronomy, the food in Sardinia is surprising. You expect to eat only seafood, and it is incredible. But the real Sardinian cuisine comes from the inland, from the shepherds. The national dish is porcedu. It's a suckling pig, slow roasted on a spit for hours. usually at an agriturismo or farm stay. The skin gets crispy and the meat falls apart. It's one of the best things you will ever eat. Another unmissable dish is fregola con arcel. Fregola is a small, ball-shaped pasta, similar to couscous, cooked with clams and a seafood broth. Also try culurgiones, which are like ravioli stuffed with potato and mint, served with tomato sauce. And the typical bread, carasau, a thin, crispy flatbread. For restaurant suggestions, for the porcedo experience, you must go to an agriturismo. Near Alghero, Agriturismo Samandra is one of the most famous. You need a reservation. They serve a fixed tasting menu, with dozens of dishes, including the piglet, for about €50 per person, wine included. For a great pizza and local food in La Tasca is a mid-range option. And for watching the sunset with luxury drinks on the Costa Smeralda, Fi Beach near Baja Sardinia is the place. But be prepared, a drink costs over €25. And how much does it cost to eat in Sardinia? The island is expensive, especially the Costa Smeralda. A full Big Mac combo in Cagliari costs about €11. A bottle of water at a restaurant can cost €5. Ask for a carafe d'eau, tap water, which is free. A local beer, Ichnusa, costs about €4. A budget meal, like a pizza, is about €15. A full dinner at a mid-range restaurant will be around €50 to €70 per person. A dinner at an agriturismo, all-inclusive, costs €40 to €50. And the tip? Service is usually included. And the coperto, the table charge of €2 or €3, will already be on your bill. The tip is not mandatory, but it's kind to leave a few euros. What about nightlife? The nightlife in Sardinia varies greatly. On the Costa Esmeralda, in Porto Cervo, the night is all about luxury clubs, like the Billionaire Club. The cover charge is extremely expensive and very exclusive. In Cagliari and Alghero, the night is more relaxed, focused on walking through the old town and having a glass of wine or mirto, the local liqueur, in the piazza bars. In the rest of the island, the night is basically a long, relaxed dinner. Traveling with kids, Sardinia is a wonderful beach destination for children. The northern beaches like Cala Brandinci or Capriccioli are natural swimming pools with shallow, calm water. They will love it. The boat trip to La Maddalena is also great for them. The agriturismi are perfect for families, as they have space, animals, and homemade food. Combining your trip, Sardinia is an island, so the easiest combination is with another island. From the port of Santa Teresa Gallura, in northern Sardinia, you can take a 1-hour ferry and cross over to Corsica, the French island. Or you can take cheap flights from the Olbia or Cagliari airports to anywhere on mainland Italy, like Rome or Milan, to continue your journey. If you liked the video, like and subscribe to our channel to always travel more and better around the world. Thank you very much and have a great trip.